There was a thing that you had posted, and I'd like to touch on that a bit. You had basically posted one day where you said talent is BS. And I want you to go on about that, because it's really, you have a humbleness about you that's, which is beautiful, actually. But can you sort of explain that for our listeners?
Sure. There's a book by Jeff Colvin called Talent is Overrated. And, I've read that book a few times now, and it's really great. It kind of, details like Mozart, his father was a violin technique expert. And, we kind of think of people who are talented and gifted as being born with these unique abilities. And, the thing that really frustrates me is when people think that they don't have talent, and so they give up. And I wanted to just tell my story a little bit in this video, and I wasn't sure how people were going to take it. I really wanted to be honest about my experience and my feelings, and so I spoke about, getting up at 4 a.m. every day to practice, and just being so determined to figure out how to play the instrument like I wanted to play it, and studying all the best people I could, and having really great mentors and encouraging people. And I came up with this idea of focus, flair, and feedback, which, there's many ways to describe what it takes to get good at something, but I thought that was a way of putting it that resonated with my experience. So focus is about doing less. I've just always been one-track mind with music, and that was a deliberate decision, when I was a teenager, because I just knew that this was my ticket out of my small little town, and I knew I could just see how the fingerboard could open up and what I could do with it, and it wasn't easy. So many of the different techniques that I was trying to figure out, just really were frustrating and took a while for me to get my hands around. But the second element is flair, and that's FLAIR, meaning just a little bit of a spark of joy you get from something. And some people would say that's semantics. You're just talking about a natural talent. Well, I think if that's the case, then everybody has talents. And because everybody has something that they have a flair for, and whether it's a flair for storytelling, or whether it's a flair for, being interested in gardening or whatever. I mean, everyone has little interests. And then feedback is being around positive influences. And so that can be, in my bedroom when I was a teenager, I had a library of instructional VHS tapes and DVDs. And so the focus, flair, feedback idea was just my way of explaining how I learned to play. And that when people say, oh, he's just talented, I think, don't sell yourself short, because anyone can be great. And, we're not all 7 foot tall basketball players. There are certain physical limitations that we have to work within, but for the most part, I meet so many musical people in life. You can just tell someone has so much musicality. And I just wanted to kind of explain what my experience was developing my technique on the guitar.
It could be argued in a way that your focus, devotion to your craft, etc., is an innate, born with drive that other people wouldn't have. This is a two parts thing. The second thing is you talk about focusing just on playing guitar and making that your vehicle to get out. I'm sorry, what's the name? How do you pronounce your town?
Temagog.
It is Temagog. Oh, so it's just as it's spelled. And it's a small town, I heard, very small.
Yeah.
And so, but that was your vehicle to get out of there. And you saw that, like, probably from the first time you picked up your guitar, which is around 10 years old or something, I hear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, to focus is a choice. It's a choice anyone can make. And there's a lot of circumstantial factors that come into play. I grew up in the bush where there was nothing to do. We had we had a TV, it had 2 channels, and they were both fuzzy. And we weren't allowed to watch TV during the week. And it was like, we got hot water in 2001. It was out in the bush.
Wow.
Very, very much like, rustic homestead type way of growing up, and it was great. We lived off the land. We'd put a cow or a sheep in the freezer, and we'd eat off that for a number of months. Like, it was really a great way to grow up. But I grew up just really wanting to do something with myself and to get out and see the world. And I think the conditioning of that childhood, really played into me just having this one-track mind of, okay, music. For a while it was sports, but I just didn't really enjoy sports like I enjoyed music.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Check out our other vignettes and full episodes from a wide variety of guests for more great content. Please like, share, and subscribe, and become a member at SocialNRGPresents.com to access premium content and earn valuable energy points just for watching.